Hello, Ryan here, aka Mac, and welcome. The roadmap has been updated, so let us take a look at the changes. As always, a huge thank you to all of my patrons and channel members. Thank you guys so much for the support, it is truly appreciated. And if you do enjoy my videos, please do consider subscribing and helping the channel to grow. So firstly, it mentions that with this publish, they are adding the Q2 2022 schedule for most of the downstream teams, with the remaining team schedules arriving in a subsequent publish. So Q2 being between April and June. Of course, I will cover all of the work on the progress tracker each month, so do keep your eyes out for those videos. Now, there was one removal this week, which is Magstripping Refill, which is the ability for players to strip found weapons of their individual ammunition and refill their own weapons, or magazines I guess, so getting down to that bullet level interaction. Now, the reason for this removal, they say, was due to a priority shift to the ammunition work being done in Q3, Q4 of this year, so this was removed from the weapon feature team temporarily until it has been properly rescheduled. So it's not gone for good, just pushed for the time being. Not too bothered with this push, although I am very much looking forward to getting to that individual bullet level of interaction for ammunition. So I will be very happy when it does return, because that combined with the energy and drain of energy magazines and tools with batteries, I feel that's all just going to add another level of depth to this game as a whole. Now, there were 5 new deliverables added to the progress tracker, the first one being seated item handling. This feature will add the ability for players and NPCs to use items or smaller weapons while seated in a passenger seat or a vehicle or ship. Now, this feature was added to the active feature team schedule, which kicks off late September for 14 weeks until late December. This will finally mean we'll be able to shoot off of the back of a dragonfly, for example, or being able to simply eat and drink while seated without having to get up, which will be a very useful addition going forwards with all the other interactions and items that we have available. Next, we have Mantle Tier 2, which is to improve the existing mantling feature, including mantling up to a surface without a wall to push up against, jumping over a gap to reach a mantle, and overall improved detection radius. Now, this again is an active feature team deliverable, which has 8 weeks work kicking off mid-May until early July. And this and climbing in general is something that I'm looking forward to expanding away from these kind of gamified yellow highlighted ledge grab, as CIG have said that they realise it's not an optimal way for climbing in Star Citizen and will need to be done properly for all the various landscapes and everything that is available, and these kinds of improvements like mantling will be very much welcomed. So, sticking with the active feature team, we also have sliding, which says it will introduce a new traversal method for players, allowing them to traverse short distances by sliding along the floor, which will add a new element to combat situations. Now, personally, I've never been a huge fan of sliding in games, as it can look a little over-the-top kind of action movie, but if it is done well and the hitbox remains consistent, then I think it can be quite useful and look pretty cool. Personally, not too bothered about sliding, and whether I use it much or not is irrelevant, we'll see when the time comes. But I will be interested to see just how it works and how it looks. But this has 14 weeks work that begins late September until late December. Now, next we have a feature for the character art team, which is called Stanton Fashion clothing. And this is the creation of additional fashion outfits, both masculine and feminine, for the Stanton system. I've seen a few people asking for more gender-specific outfits, so I believe this is referring to things like dresses for the female character and so on and so forth, just to give a little bit more choice outside of what we have currently. Now, although I'm not too fussed about this, it will be nice to have more choice for customization in this area, and this has 8 weeks work, which kicked off earlier this month, and is scheduled to finish late May, early June. And so the final new addition for the EU Sandbox 1 team and lighting team is called Microtech Lagrange points, which says implementing additional rest stop locations surrounding Microtech, including both the stations themselves and the gas clouds that surround them. So basically more rest stops for Microtech's Lagrange. Not that I've noticed they're lacking too many Lagrange points, although I believe it just has an L1. Does it have an L2? Maybe not. But anyway, this has 8 weeks work that begins late March until mid-May. So that is this week's roadmap update. Again, not a huge amount of changes, but some interesting additions nonetheless. Not sure at what point Alpha 318's column will become the full attention. Likely once 317 is done and dusted and out the door, which I believe is today that it's going to go live. I suppose all being well, but I reckon it's going to be sometime later this evening. And hopefully once 317 is out to live, then 318 can start to be the focal point on the roadmap, maybe in a fortnight's time getting updates to what to expect there. But I'm still very much looking forward to getting stuck into 317 and seeing what all that has to offer. Anyway, with that said, I hope you enjoyed the video. Do consider subscribing if you did, and you're all more than welcome over at twitch.tv/supermacbrother. We will be jumping in today, checking out 317's latest builds, seeing if they're any better, seeing if it's more of a easy to play patch or still painful. We will see. Hit the thumbs up if you don't mind, it does do the channel a big favour, and tick that notification bell if you would like to be notified when my videos go live. Again, huge thank you to my patrons and channel members. Thank you so much for all the support. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.